The holiday spirit meets the thrill of racing. The Drivers' Holiday Challenge at the Western Fair Raceway now enters its 5th year. 8 drivers will donate their earnings in support of Toys for Tots, ensuring children in need will have a brighter Christmas. It's a chance for harness racing to give back to the community and celebrate the spirit of the season. So cozy up by the fire, grab a cup of cocoa, and get ready for the Drivers' Holiday Challenge on COSA-TV.
Welcome to the Raceway at Western Fair District, and happy holidays, everybody. Here tonight, live harness racing action. It is the 2024 Drivers' Holiday Challenge, all in support of Toys for Tots. And on this holiday evening here at the Raceway, we welcome you in. My name is Mark McKelvey. To my right, well, as a man that is typically out on the track competing, tonight, though, we've got him behind the desk, up probably a little bit warmer than he would be out on the racetrack. 3-time Canadian Driver of the Year, James McDonald. And James, during the holiday season, this has become an annual event, all raising funds for Toys for Tots, making Christmas a little more special for youngsters. And you know what? Here tonight, we got great racing action. It's a good night out on the track. A lot of fun happening, and we're happy to have you with us.
Yeah, we're cozied up here, Mark. We got no fireplace, no hot cocoa, but we're in for a great night of racing. It's been fabulous so far, and we're just looking forward to just some top-notch racing and some drivers really driving hungry to get some points and try and be the Santa, not the Grinch this year.
That's it. Everybody wants to be the hero in this story. You've done well in this competition before. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we welcome you in for our COSA-TV coverage right here on Rogers TV. And it's going to be a great night of racing. 12 races in total. We're going to bring coverage of 4 of those events. And how it works, well, you've got 12 races. You've got 8 drivers competing. All 8 drivers are in all 12 races. And at the end of the day, it's all about who can accumulate the most points. Here's a look at the breakdown for how you will rack up points. You finish first, you get 15. Pretty simple, as you can see going down the chart there. 15, 10, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And James, as a veteran of these competitions, what's your strategy going in?
Yeah, Mark, you just want to, you'd love to go out there and win all 12 races or win 5, 6 and just run the table on everyone else. But unfortunately, these driver challenges are tough because sometimes you got to settle for 4s and 5s, and they got to feel like a win. So I know that was always my strategy going in. If you're 7th best, try and be 5th. If you're 5th best, try and be 3rd. If you're 3rd best, well, maybe you can be 2nd or 1st. But every little bit helps, and when you look like you should win, you have to win, because there's no next week, there's no tomorrow. It's all or nothing today. This is what it's all about, and the guys will be driving hard and tight, and it's always a lot of chirping, a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
It's a great competition, all for a great cause, but that means you're going to get to enjoy some great live harness racing that we're going to be bringing your way. Mark, James, one other person to introduce. His name is Robert Reed Jr. He is standing by over in the race paddock.
Yeah, and I'm thrilled to be here, Mark, for the Holiday Drivers Challenge here at the Raceway. We're in the paddock where all the action is. It's actually across the road from the Raceway. They go under a tunnel to get to the track, the horses and drivers, and really this is where it really heats up now, right? We've got 4 races left in the competition, races 9 through 12, and to start it off, it looked like Tyler Borth was going to run away with this, and he's a hometown boy, and he really wants this competition this year, but the last 4 races have all gone to one driver. That's Lauren House, and he is now in the lead by 5 points, and they've kind of emerged now as the 2 to beat here in this contest. The final 4 races, we've got 2 events for pacing fillies and mares. Then we have a middle condition trotting event in race number 11. The finale tonight, the bread and butter for the B tracks across Ontario. It is the $8,000 claimers. So this is going to be a real nice way to finish off this competition, and the action is heating up between 2 drivers, Tyler Borth and Lauren House.
All right, thank you very much, Robert. And let's take a look at the leaderboard. Here are the 8 drivers competing in tonight's Drivers Holiday Challenge. And as Robert alluded to, we've kind of got a bit of a 2-horse race that was developing, although Sam Filion is chipping away there in third. Lauren House and Tyler Borth, familiar faces right here to racing fans in London. Tyler Borth, a 2-time leading driver here at Western Fair. Lauren House has been a staple. These two are dueling, trying to one-up each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Lauren's had a great night. I think it's 4 consecutive wins to get him right back in the race and put him on top, actually. So he brought his own horses. He's a great horseman. His own horses came ready to play, and I think they won back-to-back with his own trotter and own pacer. So Grace O'Neill won the 8th, and now we're off to the 9th right now with a 2-horse race. But anyone's still alive right now. There's 4 races left, and it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah, I think if I do quick math there, 4 times 15, that's 60 points you could rack up. You never know, and we just saw Lauren House win 4 races in a row. We welcome you in to tonight's coverage. This is race number 9 that is coming up, and the horses are stepping out onto the track. Now, we're talking about a driver's competition where you've got 8 really good, real skilled drivers, but I think you brought up an interesting point. Lauren House doesn't get any extra points for training his own horses that he's bringing here tonight, but they're going to earn some money for their connections, and as you head into the holiday season, hey, chipping away, making a little extra money for the bank, that doesn't hurt. But for Lauren House here tonight, I would have to sense there's a little bit of hometown pride. He races all the time here at Western Fair. Tyler Borth, you race against him every night at Woodbine Mohawk Park, located just outside of Milton, Ontario. Tyler was the leading driver here. He's graduated up to Woodbine Mohawk Park on a full-time basis, but he comes back here, kind of looks like the big dog in town. I would think the rest of those guys want to show, hey, we can protect this turf.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of hometown pride, like you said. A lot of these guys regulars here every night and banging it out and trying to chip away, and a lot of them still young guys, like on TV right now. Daryl Thiessen's starting to make a name for himself. He's winning a lot of races this year. I think where is he at? He's got 169 wins and coming back after a couple big bad injuries. So good to see Daryl doing well. And yeah, like everyone's coming after Tyler. Everyone wants to beat Bob. There's a lot of bragging rights on the line. And like I said, there's a lot of chirping goes on in these competitions. But good to see Lauren chipping away, getting some Christmas money for the stable and his owners. But I expect it to get real dicey here the last 4 races. They're going to be leaving hard now. This is crunch time. Bob's got to make a move. The people that are just out on the fringe, like you said, 60 points, and you need a lot of them. Yep. So you're gonna be pushing all the buttons to get the job done. I see Bob's got the rail in here, so you can expect probably a fairly aggressive drive. I know the horse has drawn the trailer 2 starts ago, but you know, today he got away 3rd last week, came first up and didn't like it, so maybe he will try something different tonight, but we'll see. It's a great bunch of drivers.
All right. Well, speaking of those drivers, Daryl Thiessen, you were just talking about him. He's having a fantastic season. Always somebody that we enjoy catching up with here on COSA-TV. Daryl, I understand you can hear us. Can you hear us out there?
Yeah, I can, guys. How's it going tonight?
It's going very, very well. Always good to chat. Tell us a little bit about how your night's gone so far. We see there's a couple drivers that have really pushed out in front. Talk a bit about how your experience has been.
You know, when I looked, Mark, this morning kind of went over a little closer. I didn't know how stacked my lineup was, and that's no disrespect to the horses. It's just, I hope I'm just trying to get horses in spots where I can chip away and get some points. And, I let the one get away in the 8 claim in the mares there at Southwind Bayou. I thought she could win, and Forrest kind of kept coming and forced my hand. But no, it's going all right. It's always good to be out here.
Yeah, we're always having a lot of fun on a night like tonight. Again, giving back to a great cause and Toys for Tots. James McDonald's with me. James, you got any questions for Daryl?
Yeah, no real questions, but just keep chipping away, buddy. We watched the Bayou race. I think 27-3 was a little spicy for the mares on and off track, but no, you're doing a great job, and you guys you all deserve a lot of credit for coming out here, donating your time, donating your money to a great cause and Toys for Tots. So. On behalf of everyone from COSA-TV, Mark, myself, and Mark, thanks for doing this, and just you're putting on a great show. And let's get this one to the winner's circle or one of these last few, so we can cheer you on. You got a big following here, DT.
Well, I appreciate it, James. I know you touched base on some of the injuries. I broke my pelvis again this year, and you've always been someone who's called right away and make sure, my spirits are up and staying positive. It's you've been hurt as much as anyone. It's man, it can wear you out, not just physically, mentally. And at the start of the year, I was on some extreme highs, 100 wins by May, and then I'm laying in the hospital bed for a week, and you got to regroup, and you have no choice. So you've been great for me, bud, and continued success, and congrats on breaking the WAG record.
All right, Daryl, we see it's time to get down to business. Best of luck. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Daryl. Appreciate it, buddy.
You betcha.
All right, there's Daryl Thiessen. He's driving number 3. Havarti won here in this 9th race, and we could talk a little bit more. He's giving you congratulations. We'll put the focus on them for now. There'll be a time here in the show for James McDonald. But, James, quick thought here as they're heading in behind the starting gate. We're looking at which horses stand out in this event. Obviously, we're keeping a close eye on Lauren House and Tyler Borth. They're the leading drivers going into this race. But is there anybody else that could maybe take those 15 points?
Well, it's a tough race, Mark. I like Blossom on the Beach. Unfortunately, a bit of a stale date, scratch transportation last time. They've had some nasty weather here down in London the last few weeks, and tons of snow. But typically races up close. Got the trailer tonight. Maybe Cam usually does a good job, has them ready to rock, especially if these driver challenges. If I had to take a flyer, I'd take Sam, but I like Furiosa Larney to go 5 straight.
Wouldn't that be something? So we'll see if Lauren House, driving number 4, Furiosa, can make it 5 wins in a row. James says to watch number 8, Blossom on the Beach. Let's send it up to the voice of Western Fair, Shannon Sugar Doyle.
Late pick 4 in London. They're off. It's on. Havarti won in the center. Little T along the inside. Big Lady J in play. All kinds of early speed threats here in the early going. A Little T came out on top, plugged in from the back tier spot. Blossom on the Beach is protecting an inside lane. It's the parking ticket early for Havarti 1 out there in second. Also parked a second over into fourth. L'Argent Lightspeed going forward. Up and by the quarter mile. They're 3 high going there in 20. 8 and 3 farthest out. L'Argent Lightspeed clearing to the top, going on hold. In second, Havarti 1. Earliest leader, Little T. Now finds herself in third. Thinking about it. Fourth was Blossom on the Beach. Big Lady J spies up the front 4 from a 5th. Then traveling into 6 as they come down in front of a Scarlet Dragon. Next to last, the closer, Furiosa for House. Gapped off treading was Credit Kawhi. It's 1/2 gone and 1 to go for L'Argent, Lightspeed, and Borth. 57 and 3. That's a very quick half for this bunch of claiming mares. L'Argent, Lightspeed, the one to take down. Little T coming to her now. She's second. Moving into third was Blossom on the Beach. Gapped along the inside. Havarti 1. Gapped in the center and off stride went Big Lady J. Furiosa was making a move wide off the back end, but she hooked wheels and she's trailing the field. Upset in the making. You know it. 128 and 1 for 3/4. Little T driving on here for Garrett Rooney. Now shows a clear lead bending around the final turn. L'Argent Lightspeed is second best. Late move now coming from Blossom on the Beach at 11 to 1. Show them if you got him time here. It's Little T on top. Blossom on the Beach. Credit Kawhi coming on late. Rooney for the mild upset. Little T at 7 to 1 takes the 9th. Blossom on the Beach second. Credit Kawhi third. Rounding at the top 4, Scarlet Dragon 2 minutes 1/5.
Well, for the new viewers that are tuning in with us on Rogers TV, anything can happen in a race, and we saw that right there as they were heading up the backstretch for the final time towards the back of the field. A couple of them hoping to maybe make that big move, and unfortunately a few horses that end up hooking wheels, taking them out of the race, and it ends up being number 2, Little T, and Garrett Rooney, one of the top drivers here at Western Fair, who gets the victory here. It's maybe not going to shake up too much in the leaderboard as Tyler Borth ended up dropping back to 5th there, but we were keeping an eye on Lauren House, who was trying to keep that run going, and a tough break there as they're heading to 3/4.
Yeah, and like you said, for the people not maybe following horse racing all the time, those were spicy fractions, real hot up front, and Lauren was in a pretty good spot, and he was just moving up the backside to make a big move. I think he was probably going to be tough to beat, so kudos to Lorne for having him in another great spot, but that's just how racing goes sometimes. Travis has made a little mistake, and Bob was just trying to be safe to get around him, and unfortunately had to come out into Lauren. So tough break for him, but great break for Garrett Rooney. It's always good to get points. Garrett, like you said, 280 wins coming in this year, in tonight this year. I think he had an 8-win night in Dresden. He's been doing a lot of good things the last few years, and really his entire driving career. He's a super guy, and he works hard. He's a blacksmith. He does everything. He's a real horseman. So great to see him get the W.
Gets the victory for trainer Riley Simpson and owner Shen Go of Waterloo. So Garrett Rooney will take this one. We heard from track announcer Shannon Sugar Doyle, a bit of an upset victory there and kind of shaking things up as we still have 3 races to go in the competition. Well, I have you here because a lot of the times on these shows, we don't necessarily have the driver available right away. If you're in that spot, one of those drivers at the back of the pack there, and you end up hooking wheels, what's a driver to do in those spots? Well, what's the safest thing you can do?
A lot of experience, Mark, really, because it depends whose wheels behind whose. A lot of times it's the horse coming on with a lot of pace going forward. So if you hook them from behind, you have to really wrestle your horse back to get him unhooked safely. And that the other way, if you're hooked from behind, you got to try and push your horse on, even though he's tired or a lot of times stopping. So. It's a challenge, but it's something that as drivers happens quite a bit, and unfortunately it cost Lauren a lot of points there, and hopefully not the tournament, because something like that can be catastrophic in these competitions.
Yeah, we still got 3 races to go in the challenge. We'll take a look at the updated leaderboard in just a little bit as they continue to tabulate all the results there from race number 8, or race number 9, I should say. We'll move on to race 10, 11, and 12. They're coming up a little bit later in the broadcast, but as we talked about, a special night here at the Raceway at Western Fair District as they are helping out with Toys for Tots. Now, this event got going a few years ago. You've competed in this competition a few times. I think you've won it a couple times.
Yeah, a couple wins. It's always exciting to win a driver challenge. A lot goes into it, and the drivers. It's like January 1st all over again when you start a driver challenge, because you start with nothing. It doesn't matter what kind of year you're having. Doesn't matter what you're doing. I did win this competition twice. I believe the one time last year it was a team event. It was me actually versus Tyler Borth, our teams, and Paul McKenzie was on mine that day. We had a great day. A lot of chirping, a lot of fun. So it was good to win that one. But this year it looks like it could be anyone. So hopefully they keep racing hard.
You just mentioned Nat Day. She won it a couple of years ago. She's the lone female competitor in this year's competition. She's out there battling once again. So a lot of familiar faces to this driver's challenge. But as mentioned, all of this is in support of Toys for Tots. And right now, Robert Reed Jr. is standing by with a special guest who has helped spearhead this initiative.
Yeah, talking about people that are familiar faces to this event, but maybe behind the scenes. We're here with Kelly McNiven, who everyone I speak to about this event, they all say she's absolutely critical to its success. And Kelly, this has been going on for years now. You've had involvement. Can you just talk a little bit about how this event has evolved to the fan favorite and participant favorite event it's become today?
Yeah, so Trevor and Shannon Henry originally started the toy drive in 2020. Then they couldn't keep going with it in 2021, so that's when I took over. And yeah, it just kind of kept continuing on over the years. And tonight with the night races on a Tuesday, there's definitely a lot of fans up at the top of the fair. And I think people really get excited to see, the drivers battle it out. We have different drivers that come in, like James McDonald normally comes in. He's up in the broadcast today. But we got Bob McClure and Tyler Borth here, kind of not usually here on regular nights. So it's nice for people to see them come and challenge everybody else.
And tell us a little bit about the harness racing community. Seems like they always get behind causes like this, and they band together, and this is no exception. I see all kinds of people here today bringing in donations and toys. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, obviously I've grown up in the business, so I've always seen the heart and integrity of people come together for events like this, especially like Harness the Hope. But for nights like this, we've got lots of monetary donations that came in and lots of physical toys itself. We even have the race sponsorships there's a lot of stables that came together. We have the driver sponsorships that are all local trainers from here. Even people pitching in an extra $50 if a specific driver wins. So yeah, just a lot of support from everybody. Everybody's even looking to help out in other ways with the cause, so it's been really great.
And for people that are wondering, what happens now, right? So obviously the events today, the toy drive events today, and the donations of today, what happens from this point on?
So Toys for Tots is the charity itself that all these toys go to. So we drop off all the toys to them, and then they distribute them all over Canada. So they do a fantastic job as well, and a lot of work goes into it as well. We were over there dropping off toys today, and just seeing over at the Agriplex all the toys spread out and all the volunteers, it's amazing to see.
All right, we're going to get to a draw for some prizes in one moment, but before then, I'm going to put you on the spot, Kelly. Who's going to win the competition?
Well, Lauren House has been doing really well. He drives a lot for my parents, and it's his first driver's challenge, so it's really good to see him doing so well. I'd like to see Travis Henry do good as well. He's part of the family, but it looks like Lauren might take it this year, so we'll have to see. Don't want to jinx it.
There you have it. Lauren House is Kelly's pick. We're going to do a draw right now real quick, so we're going to draw. How many names are we drawing?
3.
Okay, let's do that right now. I'll pull out, and you want to read the name?
Sounds good.
Okay, sounds great. And who do we have helping us tonight?
This is Brinsley Brickman. She's been a great help for the whole thing this year, so thanks to her and her mom and my mom as well, too.
Okay, amazing. Here's the first name.
So for the $200 keg gift card, we have, which was donated by Twin Brook Farms, we have Dylan Jackson.
Okay. Next name. I guess I shouldn't be looking down when I do it.
So then this will be for the $100 Mare Flair gift card donated by Mare Flair. It's Anita and Luke Olette.
Okay, perfect. Last one. It's like Lola Sunshine wants to help out a little bit here. Okay. Oh.
Which one? Okay.
Go with that one.
So then this is for the $100 Brit's Custom Creation gift card donated by Brit herself, and it's Shen Go. He also just won the last race, so congrats, Shen.
There you go. Excellent. Congrats to all the winners, and thank you so much, Kelly, for everything you do for this event and everything you do for Toys for Tots. Very meaningful cause that everyone can get behind, and we really appreciate all your work.
Yeah, no problem. I just want to give a shout out to everybody that makes it possible with all the donations, Western Fair for putting on this event, and also my mom, Kim McNiven. She's helped me out a lot, even just helping with my stress. She's been really great. Brinsley's helped out a lot this year, so thanks to her, and as well as her mom, Erin Brickman. So again, thanks to everybody for their support.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Robert, and a job well done. Kudos to Kelly and the entire team helping with this year's toy drive. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, the 2024 Drivers Holiday Challenge continues on COSA-TV.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV. An industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
It's the holiday season in London, Ontario, as we welcome you back to the Raceway at Western Fair District. Always an active area, whether that be over at the arena, here at the track, the Agriplex. And right now we are in the midst of a heated battle in the 2024 Drivers Holiday Challenge. Here's a look at the updated standings. And as you can see right there, it's very tight, just 4 points separating Lauren House and Tyler Borth. Again, Sam Fillion remains in third. Bob McClure is fourth. Garrett Rooney off off that win in our last race, is now in 5th. Travis Henry, Nat Day, and Daryl Thiessen rounding things out. So for Lauren House, you mentioned it. He was hoping when that race kind of took a turn for the worse going to the 3/4 pole, hoping this wasn't going to cost him a big spot in the standings. Tyler Borth ends up finishing in 5th, and we've got a neck-and-neck race going right now.
Yeah, it's getting tight out there. Sam Filion and Bob also in the hunt, one win, and they're right back in it. But Lorne, again, the rail here, like a catastrophic finish to the last race, but could have maybe been 6 in a row. Like he's got a big shot in here with Land of Paradise for Lindsay Kerr. It's been a lot of fun to watch. We were here earlier, Mark. And they've been racing hard out there.
They absolutely have been. And again, as we've been talking about all evening long, it's all in support of Toys for Tots. Let's learn a little bit more about their charitable initiative.
Toys for Tots Canada is based on the United States Marine Corps Toys for Tots. So our history goes back about 27 years when I was a corporal in the military a long time ago. And we started off small with one family, and then we decided to add a few more, and then up to this date we're up to 5,000. So we have operations right now in Ottawa, the GTA, and also in London. And London covers all the way down to Sarnia and Windsor.
One thing about the horse racing community, it's as competitive as it comes. But then, when times are tough or when people need something, the racing community are there and they step up every time. And this event, I think, is a real testament to that. So on behalf of Western Fair, I just want to send a big thank you to all of the horse people who go above and beyond, especially Kelly McNiven, who's stepped up and is such a big part of the sponsorship initiative. And of course the customers and the fans who support this cause as well. And we just look forward to another fantastic event this year.
Kelly and her family have been absolutely incredible. The community's been more than welcoming. I've met many of the riders, I met many of the people in the community, and I just can't believe the hospitality and how kind and generous they are. So it's absolutely incredible. I've been around a lot of people, seen a lot of things, but this community specifically is absolutely family orientated and just heartwarming. The primary way somebody can get involved is by donating a toy to us. They can go to here in London, the Masonville Centre, or they can go to any Canadian Tire store and drop off a toy. Better yet, come and see our operations center at the Agriplex at the Western Fair District, and they can drop off a toy there. If you are not able to do that, we welcome people to go to our webpage, toysfortotscanada.com, and from the comfort of your home, you can donate online.
All right, great to learn a little bit more about Toys for Tots, and if you can give back at this time of the year, it's always going to a great cause. We're getting set for race number 10. The horses and drivers are out on the track. Now, interesting here, James, we actually only have a field of 7, meaning one driver is going to sit out this race. That ends up being Tyler Borth. Now, it's my understanding, and I'm just going to double check our rules here for this event. I believe he still gets a few points. 5 is what you're signaling to me, and not that I don't believe you, but I am just going to double check.
Nothing wrong with that.
But he's going to get some points. The problem here, as he's not competing in this event, and you mentioned it, it's going to be 5 points, is that now he can't really add to his total big time, and it's out of your hands. So if Lauren House goes out here and has a great performance, well, he's going to be able to get a little more separation. That's it. If you're Lauren, in the back of your mind, you got to know Tyler's already getting 5 points. Are you thinking about those things, or are you still just taking it race by race?
No, absolutely. You're thinking about those things, and I know you've alluded to sometimes a scratch being a bad thing. You're not out there, but sometimes 7-hole long shot. I know he didn't have the choice here. No drive in the race, but sometimes a scratch just to take a break, kind of regroup, see what you got left, study the program a little bit more, because a lot of times these are horses you haven't driven for a while. You don't know anything about them, so. Sometimes the scratch isn't the worst thing. Now, if Lorne goes out and wins, then you're kind of in a pickle. But for now, I think Tyler's sitting back. He's probably watching the broadcast, cheering us on right now. But I think if 5 points, you take it right now. It's better than having the outside with a long shot. So you're guaranteed something. You're moving up in the standings a little bit, but you don't control your own destiny.
you kind of brought up a point about not having that familiarity with some of these horses. You're not driving your regular horses when you go into a competition like this. Instead, your drives are for the most part being assigned. How do you approach that when you drive a horse for the first time or one you haven't driven in a long time?
You just take as much information as you can get from the program, from the people that know the horse, the grooms, the trainers. You talk to them, you try and get a feel. Maybe you talk to a driver that's driven the horse before. Myself, I like to just look, see, one, what class has it been racing in? Two, is there any changes in the race? Is it a trainer change? Is it a barn change of any kind? And then, like I said, I would talk to the groom, because they usually have a good idea. Well, he doesn't love the front. He does love the front. He doesn't like getting taken off the gate, and he does love getting taken off the gate. So you can learn a lot in a short period of time if you approach it with a good attitude and have your ears open. I'm sure that's what a lot of these guys are doing today. But they know a lot of these horses, and they know a lot of the people that's been driving them. So they'll take that information in and just absorb as much as they can in a short period of time.
All right, let's see who's going to pick up the bulk of the points. Race number 10. It's time for it, and we turn things back over to Sugar Doyle.
Picking up speed, here they come, and off stride. Prior to the start, briefly, was the 4 New York Hardcore. They're off. Ladies from Hell pushing the car right on out of there. Ladies from Hell on top by 4. In the early going, Ladies from Hell is leading. Second best, Land of Paradise dropping into third. Went to Faded Fire. Fear the Crush travels fourth. Fifth and in for New York Hardcore. And next to last came Razin Jazz. Lola Sunshine trailing about a dozen lengths front to back. So Garrett Rooney settling into the front end mission. Ladies from Hell on the lead, where she absolutely loves to be. Ladies from Hell still maintaining a 3.5 length lead. She reached the quarter mile in 29 flat, and they can't keep up. Ladies from Hell for Rooney. Land of Paradise under House urging second. Faded Fire McClure traveling third. The midfield fourth for Fear the Crush and Travis Henry. Next in line to be fifth was New York Hardcore for Philion. Switching outside, Razin Jazz, Thiessen, gapped off trailing Lola Sunshine and Day. 59 flat a halftime, 30 flat. Well rated through that second frame, veering wide into that lower turn. Something went amiss briefly with Faded Fire, and now she's trailing, and it's 3/8 left to go for the leading lady. Ladies from Hell still striding out by 3 full lengths. Chased up from second, Land of Paradise, and uncovered third. Fear the Crush trying to gain. That's a toe up for Razin Jazz, who's out there trying to be fourth. Fifth and in, New York Hardcore. Lola Sunshine coming ahead of Faded Fire. 3/4 hit me. 1:28-1. Ladies from Hell. Rooney trying to come right back. Ladies from Hell, the 10-year-old daughter of Classic Card Shark, showing up with her A game for what could be, for what looks to be career win number 45. Here she is. Ladies from Hell all the way. Land of Paradise second. Third goes to New York Hardcore. Finishing up fourth, Lola Sunshine. Ladies from Hell. That's a heck of a campaign for this old mare. 157-3 downtown in London for Team Sumner.
Well, Garrett Rooney, he was ready when the broadcast came up. It was his time to shine. He's won back-to-back races here now. He was fifth in the standings coming into this race. He's going to get 14 points. That's what goes to the winner in this race because there were 7 starters. Interesting, though, Lauren House finished second, and Sam Filion, who was third coming into this race, finished third. So they're going to kind of maintain that pace as we were talking about. But Garrett Rooney's got the hot hand right now.
Yeah, he does. Back-to-back in London, as Sugar Doyle alluded to. But Ladies from Hell, 55,000 this year on around London. And Mike Sumner, a good friend of my brother Mark, having a great year, and great to see Garrett get a good chunk there. Lauren House, like you said, second. Sam Filion. So all the people in the hunt getting big chunks, so they made up a lot of ground on Tyler there, like you had alluded to before.
And Tyler's going to get a few points as he had to sit out that race, but it was Garrett Rooney, Ladies from Hell, and announcer Sugar Doyle mentioned it, 10 wins this season, 45 in the career of this 10-year-old mare. She's a classy, she is a war horse, and she takes tonight's 10th race. We'll take a timeout and come back with more coverage of the 2024 Drivers Holiday Challenge.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
And we welcome you back to Western Fair. The Drivers Holiday Challenge rolls on, and right now it's the Garrett Rooney show, at least over the last couple of races, back-to-back winners. Here he is with number 3, Ladies from Hell, winning tonight's 10th race and goes all the way on the lead. Mark McKelvey, James McDonald. James, we got you here. We want to get that expertise, what you're seeing as a driver, your point of view. When you got a horse that's really good on the lead and you know that, and you send them out to the front, is it a case of just, I hope they can take me this far here tonight, or do you really get a feel? Because I thought as they were heading towards that last turn, I thought for a second the way that Garrett Rooney was trying to kick the plugs, it almost looked like maybe this horse was done.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a case of I think Garrett Rooney just loves cable TV. He's just loving it right now. But no, yeah, exactly what you said. Sometimes it's how you make the front. Like a lot of horses are great on the front, but if they get torched to get there, it doesn't matter. But Ladies from Hell just crossed right over, no challenge, got there easy, 29 seconds, nothing out there tonight. So maybe she's like that on the lead. I don't know. Maybe she's always lazy. I'm not 100% sure. But generally, when you get there that easy, you see 29 come up, you're pretty confident going in. And I'm sure Garrett, he had a pusher, but I would say he was very, very confident the entire way.
And just quickly before we move on to our next piece here, but for the drivers that are sitting maybe towards the back of the pack and you see that horse has made the front, it wasn't that taxing, the fractions aren't too hot, are you kind of at that point going, okay, well, we're just going to try and get the best we can at this point?
Yeah, it's pretty much just start praying because you need her to come up sick or have a bad day, yeah. or maybe someone going to the half comes and runs her hard. That'll bring the backfield into it, but it was just a race where no one could really get into it, and a lot of times that happens when the favorite makes front easy. You'll see a lot of the drivers. No one wants to kind of sacrifice their horse first up hard, so they'll kind of ride it out, sit, wait, be patient, and just try and get the race. It's not over, but it's pretty much over. So you try and make the best of a bad situation would be a good way to look at it.
All right. Well, as we've been going on throughout the night, we've got 8 drivers competing in this year's edition of the Drivers Holiday Challenge. We've introduced you to a few. You know the ones that are having a lot of success here tonight, but 8 great drivers in all of their own rights. Let's meet the field for the 2024 Drivers Holiday Challenge.
Hi, my name's Bob McClure. I'm from Rockwood, Ontario.
My name's Daryl Thiessen. I'm from Elm Creek, Manitoba, currently residing in Rockton, Ontario.
Hi, my name's Garrett Rooney, and I'm from Iona, Ontario.
I'm Natasha Day, and I'm from Gold Coast, Australia.
Hi, I'm Lauren House. I'm from Dutton, Ontario.
Hi, I'm Sam Fillon. I'm from Montjoly, Quebec.
Hi, my name is Travis Henry and I'm from Embro, Ontario.
Hi, I'm Tyler Borth and I'm from Tempsford, Ontario, Canada.
Well, if you're new to harness racing, you're joining us on Rogers TV, you might be wondering, geez, that's a lot of parts of not just Canada, but even the world being covered. Nat Day from Down Under, Daryl Thiessen from Manitoba, you yourself from PEI, and the Ontario harness racing scene, it really does bring people from all around the country and all around the globe coming here, which I think kind of speaks volumes to the strength of the industry here in Ontario.
Absolutely. Ontario is harness racing hotbed in Canada. It's got a huge following, a huge amount of people in it, involved in it. Yeah, so there's a lot of tracks here all over Ontario. This is, I know for myself, growing up, when you start racing, you start falling in love with the sport. You want to go as far as you can, and I remember just driving to our neighbors, Neil Most, rest his soul, driving up with my dad to watch my brother Mark race in tracks like London, Windsor, all over, and we would cheer him on and just think how amazing it would be someday to get there.
Well, you certainly have got there and having another fantastic season. As I said, we'll get to that in a little bit, but here's a look at the rundown from the last race. Here's where everyone finished. As we mentioned, it was just a group of 7 in that race, so they dock a couple of points, 5 in total, off the top finishers. They take 1 from each to make it 5 points for the driver that didn't get to participate. So that top prize, 14 points, went to Garrett Rooney. And we talked about the drivers that are in the hunt to try and take the title for the Drivers' Challenge, chipping away and getting some much-needed points. That was definitely the case for Lauren House, who was second, and for Sam Filion, who was third. Time to take a look now at the updated leaderboard. And Lauren House, as you can see, still in the lead and gets a little bit more separation on Tyler Borth. 87 points for Lauren House, 79 for Tyler Borth, 66 for Sam Filion. So we're starting to run out of races here now. There's only 2 left in the competition, which means a good chunk of our drivers aren't going to have a chance to get that top spot. But that race that we talked about when we came onto the air continues between Lauren House and Tyler Borth. I could tell as soon as you saw those standings come up, you were looking ahead to see what do they have, what's their lineup, something that we got to keep an eye on, because a lot of the times you get to that last race, knowing what you need, knowing what your target is, typical strategy maybe goes out the whistle. It's all about just going as far as you can.
Yeah, I think anyone that's watched Tyler Borth race in a driver challenge, I don't know if you tuned in when I smoked him in Quebec, but late in the challenge, it was getting tight.
Aggressive.
And he got very aggressive. And I'm looking, he's got the 7-hole here with Run Like Hill, and he doesn't show big-time gate speed, but I guarantee you he's going to muster up every bit of gate speed he's got in this next race because, like you said, they're running out of races. There's only 2 left, and it's down to a few people. But Lauren, now this is where it gets tricky. You got a trotter, trailer. He has been racing well, finished well last week, was a hard closing second, 3 wide up the backside. So those are kind of horses you like to have in this position. Although he does show 2 breaks leaving, that's a little worrisome. But you want horses that finish well because usually there's hot pace to chase in these driver challenges.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, race number 11 is coming up next.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
It's the holiday season here at the Raceway at Western Fair District, and we have 2 races to go in the 2024 Drivers Holiday Challenge. It appears to be a 2-horse race. That's how it's kind of gone for a good chunk of the night between Lauren House and Tyler Borth. Sam Fillion hanging around there in third, but we've got our eyes on those 2 drivers. Mark McKelvey, James McDonald. James, you're a 2-time winner of the Drivers Holiday Challenge. You're having another wonderful season out on the racetrack. Let's talk about that just for a second. What a year it has been. A lot of career highlights, big-time moments. Just recently at Woodbine Mohawk Park, you went over $12 million in earnings for a single season. That's the most ever by a Canadian-based driver in a single year. I know we've said this the last couple of years, but is it just another dream season?
It is. Like, just get giddy.
Actually, I'm going to have to cut you off. I told you we'd get to this. Robert Reed's got a special guest. He's with the man of the hour, Garrett Rooney.
Yeah, we are. We're here in the paddock here. We're just heading out of the paddock, going to the track with Garrett Rooney. Hot hand, 2 in a row. Garrett, you got to be feeling better with yourself now?
Yeah, it's been a long night, but after a couple wins, I'm feeling pretty good.
And you've got a couple of, I guess, maybe outsiders to finish off the contest here, but you're just a few points out of third right now. Cellular, what do you know about this one coming into it?
I don't know a whole lot, but he looks pretty good on paper, and then the trainers are they're kind of excited about him, so I hope that he can live up to the hype.
Okay, good luck, Garrett.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Robert, and good to hear there from Garrett. He's having a lot of fun. I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's talk about you right now. And you know what? Because I kind of dragged it out, why don't we bring up some of those accomplishments that you've had? You're having a great season. As I said, it has to feel like another dream year.
It has. Like I was about to say, I get giddy just thinking about it. You know, I never thought anything like this would happen. Was always a huge racing fan. Followed my brother Mark and Anthony, and got into the game. And just when I started driving horses, was just hoping to make not a fool of myself. And things have been just unbelievable the last couple of years. Been able to knock some big races off my bucket list, and I just love that picture of Legendary Hanover. He's just a special horse and just an amazing night. I think you were there, Mark.
I was there, yeah. And I know what that one meant to you. You could see the emotion right there, winning the Meadowlands Pace, one of the signature races in the sport. That one's got to stand out for sure. But I know everybody asked this question. Did you set goals going into the season? But was that maybe kind of the target, was to start checking off some of these signature races in the sport?
Yeah, big time. You only get one crack at them every year to win a big race, so it's always the goal. When you get to Mohawk and you're starting to do some good in the business, you want to win the big ones. You want people to remember you winning big races. So I have the same goals every year. Just show up to the track every day, try and have a good attitude. Bring a positive attitude, and be prepared to race. And I think when you do that, then the rest kind of falls in place. So if you show up, you're happy, you're pleasant, you're willing to work hard, and you want to do some good things happen, and hopefully I can keep the ball rolling for another year or two anyway.
Well, congrats on another great season. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and thanks so much for doing this here tonight. And now you get to see my side of the game here. It's time for an interview. We're going to bring in Lauren House. Lauren, you're having a wonderful night out on the track. It's going very well. You're currently in first place, but talk about how you were feeling coming into the night. Is it exceeding expectations?
Yeah, you know, like I figured my lineup, I thought I'd get a bit of a slow start, but I thought I had a real strong chance in the middle there, and we got 4 in a row. Got taken out of one race that I thought maybe I was going to win, but that's racing, and no, it's been a lot of fun.
Talk a bit about the horse you're driving here now. This is going to be Fox Valley, Ontario. So you got to start from the second tier. Are you tracking the standings very closely? Is it in the back of your mind kind of where you want to make sure you're finishing to continue to rack up those points?
Yeah, you know, like I don't know this horse a lot, and he shows a lot of X's on his cards, a lot of breaks. I think the key to him, so what I'm told, is keep him quiet, keep him relaxed, and maybe we can get away decently. And he finished up real strong last week, so hopefully we can snag a top 3 finish, and I think that'll put us in good shape.
Yeah, Lauren, it's James here. I'm just kind of curious. How's the trash talk and the banter been throughout the night? Have the boys got a little rowdy? I see you guys been playing hardball a few times, so just curious how the morale is back there.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's a fun morale. Everybody's in a good mood.
Even Bob?
Good bunch of guys. Yeah, even Bob. Bob's been in a great mood, believe it or not. As you might know, James, Turkey hasn't had the best of nights, and he's in a bit of a mood, but that's the luck of the draw and these kind of things.
Absolutely.
But it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I've been fortunate enough to win them, but I know I've been in many where I've finished dead last. So it's never a test. It doesn't mean anything for the drivers. It's just a fun day to donate to charity, and it's always great to do well. But it's sometimes it's the luck of the draw. You draw your good ones draw bad, and your bad ones draw good. It makes your job really tough.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, it does. Sometimes things are just out of your control.
Yeah, it looked like Furiosa was making a big move up the backside there, and unfortunately, the horse, Travis's horse, made a break, and Bob had to kind of come out India. It looked like you were just starting a big rally. So hopefully, Fox Valley, Ontario, gets away on the right foot, like you said, and makes a few breaks. But looks like you've done your job so far. He's nice and calm, and hopefully, you can get that big late kick that he had last week.
Yep, that sounds like a plan, James. That's my plan right now, and hopefully, we can track some down in the end here.
All right, well, I'm glad we were able to draw it up. Best of luck here, Lauren. Job well done here tonight. Job's not done yet, so good luck in the final 2 races.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one.
Good luck, Lorne.
All right, there's Lauren House. He is our current leader in the 2024 Drivers Holiday Challenge. Has a little separation on Tyler Borth, who you were talking about is driving number 7, Run Like Hill. If it's your first time watching racing here from Western Fair, they go 7 horses across on the starting gate. The number 8 will then start in behind. That's the one that Lauren House is driving. The outside starting spot, number 7, is where Tyler Borth is. So both of them, strategy or maybe just kind of going for it all here in the case of Tyler Borth, probably has to be on the table.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right in the head, Mark. Tyler Borth, you'll see, I think they call it London time. Doug McNair mastered it. Trevor Henry, I think, invented it. But you might see him. He's on the gate right now. I bet you when he comes off the turn, he'll be just a little off the gate, and he'll try and launch just as the gate picks up speed. You can see him maybe backing up a bit now. It's hard to tell if the horse, he's just off. So if he times this right, he might be able to get away on the good foot.
All right, let's see what happens. Here's Sugar Doyle with the call of race number 11.
And away to go. Chased up in the early going. Cellular crossing on over for Rooney. Cellular is sailing to the top, and he rolled off stride. Cellular to a break. Pushing on through towards the inside. Coming Fashion. Minding the manners and going to the top. Coming Fashion is leading. Run Like Hill left from the outside gate is challenging here as they go up towards the quarter mile. Driving on though. McClure says, I don't think so. Coming Fashion wins the early battle. Brought them by the quarter in 28-3. Dropping into the pocket was Run Like Hill. She's under the radar, up close to be third. Fourth best away for Play Playful Elegance on hold in the fifth spot. Working it on Broadway, stayed in, out and rolling now from 6 travels Duke Deo. Next to last was Fox Valley, Ontario. The early breaker Cellular is treading the field all alone here at the halftime. This is Coming Fashion on top by 2 full lengths, 59-1, rated 30-3 through that second quarter. Coming Fashion, the one to take down. Run Like Hill is all alone in second. The uncovered bid from Duke Deo, who's moved up now into third. Fourth and gapping. She's under the radar. Out there in the fifth spot. The toe up for Fox Valley, Ontario, and House. Cellier trying to get back involved. Next to last, Playful Elegance, all dressed up with no place to go. Working it on Broadway now. Your trailer over to 3/4. They got there in 1:30 flat. Coming Fashion finding another gear. Coming Fashion maintains a 2-length lead to Run Like Hill, who's all alone in second. Then it's a gap of 4 to she's under the radar, clinging to third, and 8th left to go. It's Bob McClure time in London. Bob McClure with Coming Fashion on top. They're going to double up over London for trainer Pam Forgey. Coming Fashion, much the best. Run Like Hill second. She's under the radar third. It got close for fourth. Playful Elegance was closing against Cellular in 2 minutes, 1/5.
Well, Bob McClure, one of the best in the game, he's going to get the victory here in race number 11 with Coming Fashion. This one was a standout coming into this race. Many's picked to win and does deliver. That's back-to-back victories right here at London, as Sugar Doyle mentioned. And a comfortable winner. You could tell Bob knew exactly what he wanted to do here and looked pretty confident the entire mile. Finishing second was Run Like Hill. That's Tyler Borth finishing second. And you leaned over and said to me when he got away in that spot, that's a really good spot because even if you don't get to the winner, you're getting those points. And Lauren House didn't have maybe the best of drives in this race. And not his drive, I just mean his horse. He didn't have one of the favorites in this race.
Yeah, you don't have to be politically correct 100% of the time, Mark. But when Tyler landed in the 2-hole, I said you just protect the 10 points. You're following the favorite. Bob made front easy. He did challenge him to try and get the extra 15. Bob wasn't having any of it, and I don't blame him. I probably wouldn't have either. Natasha Day got up for third, and Travis Henry was fourth. So everyone getting a little chunk of points. I didn't see if Lauren got up for the fifth. I couldn't tell. So good to see Bob get the double. Tyler more points, and it looks like it's going to be very tight coming into the last race. It looks like it's probably down to 2 now that Garrett made a break. So it'll be Tyler Borth or Lauren House, and it'd be interesting to see their strategy in the last race.
Yeah, and you mentioned a little bit about what you expected to see from Tyler Borth. You hit the nail on the head there. He did launch from the outside, and just so happened the best horse in the race had an inside spot, makes the lead, but gets into that 2-hole. Had to get around a breaker, but ultimately will hold that position and will finish in second and get some pretty good points in the standing. So we'll take a look at the updated leaderboard in just a little bit as they continue to finalize the results there from race number 11. But let's talk for a second about Bob McClure. I mentioned he's one of the best in the game. You race against him night in, night out. He's won a lot of big races. He probably would have a standout on paper coming into this year's event, coming from Woodbine Mohawk Park, just like Tyler Borth. What makes Bob such a talented driver?
Bob's just fantastic at teaching a young horse. He's got a real great ability of sitting behind them a couple times and knowing exactly what they are. He's developed some of the best in the game over the last 5-6 years, like Sylvia Hanover, Forbidden Trade. He takes his time. He's very patient. And racing horses, when you come to a driver challenge like this, you got to be aggressive. You got to amp it up, kind of like we talked about Tyler doing. But when it comes to being a great driver on all around, you have to be able to do everything. You have to be able to amp it up, but then you have to be able to dial it back and really teach a young horse how to become a champion. Obviously, you're not going to make a champion. They have to be great already, but you can mess one up pretty bad, and I think we've all done it over the years, myself included, many times. So, but you have to do it to realize what not to do, and it took Bob a very short time to figure that out, and he's one of the best in the game at bringing a young horse along. And I think probably this summer you'll see him bring another great one along.
I mean, it wouldn't be a surprise, right? It seems every year he's got one of those top horses in the game, and you mentioned a couple of them there. Sylvia Hanover, a Forbidden Trade. He won the Hambletonian, one of the most prestigious trotting events in the world. Bob McClure takes our latest race, and with that, he gets a visit with Robert Reed Jr.
Great timing. Bob just finished up with the bike there and just got the win with Coming Fashion, Bob, and you scored that one down pretty good, and you certainly were intent on having the engine there. Nice to get off the Chennai tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to win a race, but it's not the worst thing. I mean, we're here for fun, and, you know, it's a good challenge, and we're all just enjoying ourselves. So whether I won one or not, I had a few there tonight that I was in fear for my life a couple times, so this is better.
Always nice to win. And, you know, last year you were in the broadcast booth here for COSA, right? Mm-hmm. And now this year you're back on the track. James in the broadcast booth. You were a big supporter, though, of the Tyler Borth team last season, right? You were kind of cheering them throughout the contest. Now, anything to say to James that he can't say anything back to you?
Yeah, you know, me and James don't always see eye to eye on everything, but Michelob Ultra is not beer. Okay, it's water. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
All right, there you go. Strong opinion on beer there. Now let's talk about you know, Western Fair for me is one of the toughest driving colonies around. It really is an exciting circuit. I love working the broadcast every Tuesday night because they bring it. You were a leading driver here for years before making your transition to Mohawk Park. Now Tyler has done the same. Is this a proving ground for up-and-coming drivers?
I think so, and I think it's a big advantage when you can dominate here. Like, I had a lot of luck, and Tyler was dominating. To go make that jump to Mohawk, you know, you go in with full steam, a lot of confidence. You know, you're really high on yourself. But this is the best place to race. You know, the atmosphere, you can tell the track really wants racing, the management really wants racing. You know, some of the other tracks, you know, they don't really put the racing or the horses first. And even just the track tonight, you know, this track should be a write-off. That track's 10 out of 10. You know, I always enjoyed my time here, and it's, you know, I wish I could spend more time here.
That's great to hear, Bob. Well, thanks for coming out to this challenge, and best of luck going forward at Mohawk Park.
Thank you.
Bob McClure, one more to go. Likely not going to be a winner this time around, but one of the best in the business.
All right, the always colorful Bob McClure. With that, we take a timeout. When we come back, one race to go in our Holiday Drivers Challenge.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV. An industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
Well, you can't tell right there, but it is heating up here at Western Fair. We've got one race to go in the Drivers Holiday Challenge, and it's all we could ask for. It's coming down to this final race. 2 drivers have an opportunity to win this year's event. Some years it's wrapped up nice and early. Not going to be the case here tonight. Lauren House up by just a 2-point gap on Tyler Borth. 91 points, 89 points for Tyler, and then Bob McClure's now moved into third, but it's a showdown now here, James.
Oh, it's good to see old Featherfingers Bob get one done there and slip into third, but yeah, it is toit like a toiger. It is a 2-point cushion, and if you're just tuning in, you don't love horse racing already, this is your first time watching, you picked a good night to watch because 2 points separating first and second. Everything comes down to the last race. It's like you said, you always hope for this as a fan. This is the last thing you want if you're a driver to be down to this race, because win, you're happy, and second, and you're going to be beating yourself up over a lot of 12 drives tonight. It's going to be a long night going to sleep.
Well, I just want to remind everybody of the points breakdown since it's only a 2-point gap between first and second. There's 8 horses in this last race, so a reminder, you'll get 15 for a win, 10 for a second. So if you win, it's wrapped up. You finish second and your opponent finishes any further back, you wrap it up as well because it's a 3-point gap between second and third. So 15 for first, 10 for second, 7 for third. Then if you're fourth or further back, that's when we've got to see exactly where everyone finishes up, because fourth gets 5 points, fifth gets 4, 3, 2, 1 to the remainder of the field. So it's going to come down to this. We'll be doing a lot of watching towards the finish line to see where everybody ends up. But let's take a quick look at what we've got in this race for our 2 leading drivers. You've got Lauren House on the number 3, Drew the Dragon, and Tyler Borth on number 8, Resuscitate. Quick glance here. I don't think a whole lot kind of separates these horses. Post position, though, is always key. But do you mind starting in the second tier, as Tyler Borth is going to do with the number 8, Resuscitate? It limits maybe that aggressive approach.
Exactly. Like, I don't mind it for Tyler because I feel like if he had 6 or 7, it might put him in a spot there where he's going to have to be over aggressive. His horse had the trailer last week, didn't really get involved and didn't do a lot down the lane, so that's worrisome. And he drove it, so he knows the horse, what the horse is capable of. I like that. Lauren House, though, you got a good post. Now, how do you do this? Do you try and win? Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, you're going to try and win. You try and win every race. But, I mean, are you hoping for, like, a good fourth and just beat Tyler? Because I think if you're Lauren, you maybe drive a little more cautiously and just say, I got to beat one horse. Don't be first up. Don't be parked to the quarter in 27 seconds. Just try and get a little chunk, and a little chunk's probably enough. And if you get more, great. But I don't know. It's such a tough spot. I wouldn't want to be either one of them right now. I'd rather be 1-9 with the rail.
Well, here's a follow-up question to what you were just talking about, and that is, do you want to be in front or behind that person that you're competing with? Would you rather see and have an idea of what the other is going to do and hope your horse has enough to go by, or do you want to maybe just keep them in your rear view mirror? Because I'm wondering who's going to land in front of who here. Lauren probably can push out, but if those inside horses show enough speed, then Tyler might be able to kind of follow through. So does Lauren end up behind him?
Well, I'm just trying to put myself in both of their shoes. And if I'm Lauren, I'm looking left. Military Secret, I've driven 100 times, and he's hot, and he can leave, but he can be a little bumpy too. I'm not sure. I think Natasha will probably go. And same with Brett. Bet on Brett at the rail, Bob. He can leave 100.
All right. Well, you can see Robert Reed Jr. standing by with Lauren House. Robert, we'll go over to you right now.
All right. Here we are with Lauren House. He's in front by just 2 points, though, Lauren. And you know what? You and Tyler in this race are both driving horses that are about, I would say, equal in ability and both long on the odds board. Any kind of strategy going in?
Beat Tyler. That's my strategy. I mean, I want to win the race, but I really want to beat Tyler here. So that's the strategy. But I drove this horse last week and actually raced quite well. Not saying we can win, but I think we can certainly hit the board, I hope.
I know I was told by the connections he warmed up pretty good too.
Yeah, Nathan said he's good and sharp, so I'm going to take his word for it and give him a shot.
And last question, I mean, how big of an advantage is that for you that you've driven this horse last time?
I think it helps. Last time was the first time I drove him, and I just took him to the back and gave him a bit of a trip, but actually felt really good. I think it helps me in this race tonight.
Okay. Good luck, Lauren.
Thanks, Rob.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert. Good to hear there from Lauren. He drove that horse last time out. Tyler Borth actually driven Resuscitate, the horse he's driving, last time out as well. So you got familiarity. I really think this is quite the toss-up.
Yeah, I actually really like what Lauren said. Just beat Tyler, because I think if that's me, that's what I'm trying to do. Just one more point than the guy following you. And I love that he drove his horse last week. I know both of them drove theirs last week, but his finished very well, 27-3, third quarter. So it's got a good late kick. There's going to be inside speed. I think if I'm a betting man right now, I'm banking on Lauren winning hoisting that big Stanley Cup trophy right after this last race. So it should be a great race. Like I said, bet on Brett's a big lever. Military Secret, not the best half-miler, but it does have a lot of gate speed if they choose to use it. So it's going to be a good race. Travis will probably take a little peek out with odds-on kickoff. He's been showing tons of gate speed.
Well, we just saw the crew here at the raceway walking by. They're heading down to the winner's circle, the staff, as they've got that big trophy that you talked about, one that you've hoisted a couple of times. How do you feel about being on this side of the equation for one evening, not being out on the racetrack? I'd imagine on a night like tonight, it looks a little sticky, a little cool out there. But that being said, do the competitive juices get pumping a little bit in a spot like this?
Yeah, I love the competition, or I wouldn't be in this business. But to be honest, Mark, I'm enjoying myself today. It's always happy when Cujo Entertainment gives me the call and asks me to come on the broadcast. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. I might not be quite as good at it as I am driving horses, but that's to be determined, I guess, by other people.
Well, some might say you're already better than Tom Brady, but that's just some of the early reviews over in the NFL. Here we are at Western Fair here tonight, and I believe we're going to check in on the track with Tyler Borth. Yes, I just got the cue that Tyler can hear us. Tyler, it's Mark and James. It all comes down to this race. I guess from an entertaining standpoint, you guys are certainly delivering for everybody.
Yeah, I just wished a race earlier there that he's a handyman. I didn't really expect the race to go the way it did, and I thought my horse was in a little bit too tough, and I was talking to Mike Horner, and he had said to stay on the rail if you can, and just the way the race shaped up, I should have been out and going, and I would have been second over behind Bobby, and I probably would have been right there at the wire. But now with this guy, you know how they say to save the best for last. Well, in this case, I think we've saved the worst for last. But hey, what do you do?
Not much you can do. You just got to make something happen here. James is with me. James, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, Tyler, I've seen you work bigger miracles than this over the years, and I have the utmost confidence in your driving ability. I just hope the horse brings his A game, because I know you're going to have him in a good spot.
Yeah, thanks, James. I thought I could win that last race, but obviously Bobby McClure had other plans, so that was unfortunate. But I'm going to do the best I can here, but yeah, it's not looking good.
Hey, check that negative attitude at the door. You're a winner. Go out a winner and try and get the job done. Are you guys having fun? James. Are you guys having fun back there?
Even if you were driving this one, I don't think it would win, and I got a lot of confidence in you too.
Thanks, buddy.
Maybe you're just setting us up for what could be a pretty good performance. You never know. Final question for you, Tyler, because I know you guys are going to go to the gate here in a second, but you got off to a really good start in this competition, and then Lauren got on quite the hot streak. 12 races. This is a long competition. Lots of ups and downs, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I actually liked my lineup early. I knew later on it was going to be a little bit tricky, but I didn't really study Lorney's lineup that good. I knew his own horses would be good, and then he just went on a tear, and that's why the standings are right now. We're great. Lorney's a regular here. He's been in the business his whole life, so if he ends up winning, I'll be happy for him.
All right, Tyler. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for taking a moment here. Let's see what happens. Good luck.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, there is Tyler Borth as he drives number 8, Resuscitate. He didn't leave anything for the imagination. I guess we know how he feels about his chances in here. That said, he's still going to take every shot he can.
Oh, absolutely. Being a driver myself, I know we're usually our toughest critics or our biggest pessimists. So that's a lot of time we look and we're like, but you know, those horses win a lot. You know, a lot of times people write you off, or even the odds board write you off, or the bettors write you off, or the owners write you off, the trainers write you off, but they can still get the job done. I think there's a saying, that's why they race the race, and anything can happen in a horse race.
Anything can happen. Number 8, Resuscitate, has won 2 times this season in 19 races. Our other focus horse, number 3, Drew the Dragon for Lauren House, 5 wins in 22 races. So those numbers would lean that Drew the Dragon has a slight advantage, but who knows? It all comes down to this. All right, final call. At the end of the day, there could be another horse out of this field of 8 to win this race. But just for this talking point of this driver's challenge, Lauren House, Tyler Borth, who do you think comes out on top here?
I think Lauren's coming in with the right attitude. I think he's got the right horse, and he's hungry to win it. You know, local guys, they go crazy to win a driver challenge in London. It means a lot to them. So I think Lauren House is going to be producing his absolute best drive in this race.
All right, it's our final race of the driver's challenge. Shannon Sugar Doyle has the call.
House just has to beat Borth to take the Drivers' Holiday Challenge. Here we go. They're off. Odds on kickoff. Springs first for Travis Henry. Favaro Sealster gets seated up close. Traveling in third is Bet on Brett. Bet on Brett from off the speed tonight. And racing from fourth as they bend through the opening turn. Military Secret. Borth came on to be fifth with Resuscitate and Ducking and Tucking. In behind to be sixth was Drew the Dragon. Then it's back to Jays and Tigers next to last at 9-5. The earliest trailer was Money on the Beach, single file, up and by the hot quarter of 28-1. Odds on kickoff, showing the way midway through turn number 2. Favaro Sealster gapping slightly in second. Some price players, 1-2 here at 3/8 completion. Here's Bet on Brett showing up now to go first up for a long ways. It'll be cover for Military Secret and Day. Fifth and in, staying in was Resuscitate, out into the flow and on to go Drew the Dragon. Next to last still Jays and Tigers. Money on the Beach, your trailer. 58-3 the halftime. 30-2 through the second quarter, and still leading. Odds on kickoff, and they can't get close. Bet on Brett, committed to travel first up. Locked in the box third, Favaro Sealster out there in the 4 spot. Military Secret is poised. Fifth and in, Resuscitate getting caught in the blind switch. House with Drew the Dragon way up on the outside, trying to gain from way back. Jays and Tigers now in play. Throw a blanket over them. 3/4, 128-3. They're coming from everywhere. Up on the outside, the 3 wide path. Military Secret shoving a neck in front. Odds on kickoff, trying to dig down deep. Stalling was Bet on Brett up on the wide side. Jays and Tigers punching through along the inside. Favaro Sealster, Military Secret, and Natasha Day up for the victory. Jays and Tigers second. Third goes to Favaro Sealster. Close for fourth. Money on the Beach was up against it with Bet on Brett. 2 minutes flat.
Well, you see the fist bump there between, you don't see that too often, the 2 drivers that finished second last and last in that race. Oh my, James. I mean, they were going for it. Unfortunately, both drivers mentioned didn't have their strongest chance when it came to the horses that they were driving. Let's bring Tyler in right now. Tyler, you tried your best there. You definitely beat Lauren. Unfortunately, it was by only 1 position. It's not going to be enough. You were spot on with your assumption of what you thought might happen here.
Yeah, the only mistake I made was moving off the rail in the last turn. He fooled me.
He looked good in the last turn. I said he's going to be like 5th. He's going to win it with a 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
What
do you do?
When you shut Lauren out, I was like, this could be good for Tyler, and this could be bad for Lorne, but
yeah,
it just wasn't meant to be today.
Wasn't meant to be, but
it was
a good day, though.
Still a great showing. Exactly that. A good day for a good cause. Good job all day long, Tyler. Thanks for doing this.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, well, we don't want to glaze over the winner of that race. It was Military Secret, a horse you mentioned that you knew quite well. Leaves out from post position number 2. And Nat Day, a former winner of this Holiday Drivers Challenge, she's going to score a victory. So a job well done for Military Secret and Nat Day. But the 2 horses we were watching, you're going to see them come across the wire. Second last and last. And it was a 2-point lead for Lauren House. He's going to win the challenge by 1 point. He gets 1 point for that last place finish. Tyler gets 2, so can't get any closer, but that's as close as you're going to get. Nobody wants a tie, right?
No, and it was just how we drew it up. It was suspense all the way to the end. It came down to 2 drivers, and we were praying they would be 7th and 8th to close it out. But no, you just never know in racing. It was a great day, great charity. Great to see everyone put on a great show for Toys for Tots. And like I said earlier, happy to be here with everyone. And also great to see Nat Day get the job done, like you said, a previous winner. And another terrific drive by her.
Yep, there's everybody in the winner's circle right now, the connections of Military Secret. Big smiles as they are our final winner here tonight at the Raceway at Western Fair District. Our big winner, I guess we could say, is Lauren House. The biggest winner, of course, is the kids and Toys for Tots, and a great job done by all behind this initiative. Job well done once again. This has become an annual event, and it looks like it's going to have legs for quite some time. Big question, James. Do we get you back out on the track next year, or are you coming back to the desk?
Well, we won't rule it out right now. We'll see how things go. Got to get the invite first from my buddy Greg. We'll leave that up to London and Western Fair and see who they invite. And there's a real happy Lauren House, and always great to see the hometown guy get the job done. But if I do come back, he'll have to pry that thing out of my cold, dead hands.
I think it was Kelly McNiven who was talking about the Toys for Tot drive when Robert Reed asked who you're cheering for. She said Lauren said it was his first driver's challenge. So talk about kicking things off with a bang. He's perfect. He's batting 1,000, and he's down in the winner's circle. I can see Robert Reed's getting ready. A little chillier there outside than it was in the paddock. So let's go to Robert Reed right now, standing by with our 2024 Drivers Challenge champion.
All right, we are getting set to send it down trackside at Robert Reed Jr. with Lauren House. Take it away, Robert and Lauren.
All right, we're trackside here with the winner of the Holiday Drivers Challenge, Lauren House. First of all, that final race of the challenge there had to be the biggest race for 7th you've ever been in.
Yeah, certainly it was. I said I knew if I'd rather beat Ty there, but I said as long as I'm just one behind him, I thought I had it wrapped up.
And that's your first ever challenge that you were involved in, right? And you were pumped up about it. I mean, you talked about how excited you were to be in it. The start wasn't all that great. You said, though, that you really thought that towards the middle to end of the card is where your strength was.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had a pretty stacked lineup in the middle there, and we made the most of it and cashed in when we were supposed to.
And how big of an advantage is that you train a couple of the winners, right? So obviously, ones that you have to drive that you're familiar with, that familiarity was a big advantage for you?
A little bit. The boys here razzed me a little bit about stacking my lineup, but hey, here's what it is.
You got to do what you got to do to win, right? So, and this event, obviously one that's a fan favorite. It means so much to everyone around here. Talk about what it means to win this special event, Toys for Tot Holiday Drivers Challenge.
Well, yeah, it's for a great event, great cause, and I'm happy about that. And, home track basically here. And lucky enough, I got my son over there, his girlfriend there cheering me on. It was a really great night.
And you get the hardware too, right?
That never hurts.
All right, Lauren House, winner of the 2024 Holiday Drivers Challenge.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert Reed. Job well done all evening long over there in the paddock, catching up with the drivers who had a lot of fun, I'm sure. And you can see right there, everybody getting a nice gift as we head into the holiday season. They're going to gather for a group photo. So that trophy goes this year to Lauren House. They got lots of spaces to add names. You've seen your name there a couple of times. Nat Day's been on it as well. Bob McClure's had success in events like this. So it's a great group of drivers. You race against a few of these drivers each and every night. You, over the course of the season, will probably race against everybody at some point through your travels across Ontario. But talk a bit about kind of what it takes. And, Bob was talking about how this was a place he really cut his teeth before getting to the very top of the sport. Tyler Borth's kind of been on that same trajectory. But for everybody, it's a little bit different. What's it take along the way to get to that top spot?
Oh, it takes a lot. It's a big grind day in, day out. Like Lauren House, he does a lot of traveling in the summer. He's in Dresden, he's in Leamington, he's here, he's all over. I'm sure he goes to Georgian for the sire stakes sometimes. He trains a barn, so it's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, pretty well. You eat, sleep, and breathe horses, and but to get rewarded with a win like that for Lauren, that'll mean a lot to him. I know we saw his son Lucas in the grandstand earlier, and he was just pumped up because his dad had just won a couple with his own horses, and that's what racing's all about. And he'll be walking around school with his chest puffed out tomorrow, telling all his buddies that his dad won the Toys for Tot Charity Challenge, the 2024 edition. So great to see. And back to what you said, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and it's you risk your body, you risk your health, but these guys did it all tonight for charity, didn't make $1. I think that we got to reiterate that. They donate their time, and just happy to see Lauren come out on top.
Well, you saw his son Lucas was standing beside him there. You're right. Nobody will be any prouder. It's usually a family affair in this sport, as you well know, and that's one of the great things about it. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, our final look at the leaderboard on this Toys for Tots 2024 Drivers Challenge. So there you have it. Lauren House wins by a mere 1 point. Tyler Borth was second with 91. Bob McClure finishes third as he had over 70 points. And then we go to Sam Filion, Garrett Rooney, Travis Henry, Nat Day, and Daryl Thiessen. This was 12 races here tonight. We brought you 4 of the races here on COSA-TV, but that's a long night of driving. And as I mentioned in the question I asked Tyler, it's kind of a roller coaster ride because you can get off to a hot start, but somebody else has a lot of time to make up ground. You've been in a lot of drivers' challenges. They kind of vary in number of races. Do you have kind of a perfect number in your mind you'd like to be in one? Is it 8? Is it 10? What would you think about being in 12? Have you been in one that's been 12 races, at least on one night?
Yeah, I was just going to say the world one is 24 or something like that, but it's over a week or 10 days, so it's a big break. I don't think I've ever been in one with 12 races. I myself prefer 8. It's kind of easy, you're 4 in, 4 out. You're halfway through. You can kind of make adjustments as you go. But 10's a good number as well. 12's a lot. 12, those guys are tired, and they didn't. A couple of them had a race off. There was one scratched, and there was one 7-horse field. But great job by the race office putting on competitive fields again. Western Fair always does a great job. We're truly blessed in Ontario to have some of the best tracks in North America, the best facilities, the best of everything, the horses, the drivers, the trainers, and just another great show done by Western Fair tonight.
And we're talking a lot about some of our new viewers that might be tuning in to the coverage of COSA-TV on Rogers TV, and you might be wondering, do they race year-round? Well, yeah, that's the case. We're into the winter months here now. Racing is going to continue all through the winter right here at the Raceway at Western Fair District. A lot of cold nights. I'd imagine, you talked about the great moments throughout the course of the season. A lot of them happen when the weather's a little nicer. But it's this time of the year where you really earn your dollar, don't you?
Yeah, it's a grind this time of year, and as you alluded to, all of the good moments happened in the warmer weather. There were none of them in the cold, but no, it's tough. It's a grind. It's tough day in, day out. You don't have the young horses to really. They excite the driver. If you there's nothing better than sitting behind a young, fresh horse. When you move them, they fly, and they don't know any different to get tired or this or that. So it's a lot of fun. But like you said, this time of year, you put your helmet on, you do it up, you get the warmest suit you can get, you get your warm undergear on, and you just you go out and grind, and you try and build some good stats up, and you hope at the end of the year you're the top guy, and you hope you're getting recognized and you're getting the accolades that the guys deserve that put the hard work in.
Well, that's it. You got to work for everything that you get. And as we saw here tonight, there's a driver like Lauren House who has been at this for a very long time and gets probably one of those moments. He'll remember that one's going to be special, especially doing it when he's got family here and everything like that. We've got a couple minutes before we wrap things up here tonight on COSA-TV. You alluded to staying warm out on the track. I know we've talked about this before off camera, but when is it the coldest out there? Because some nights I see the snow falling and I think, oh, that would be cold. But you mentioned sometimes it's the rain, it can be damp. I'd imagine there's nights where maybe you weren't as bundled up as you would like to have been.
Oh, there's lots of nights like that. But you make a suit error in suit when you're getting ready, and it can be catastrophic for the whole night. You're freezing. But I find, and I think a lot of the drivers tonight, like they looked pretty good out there. Tyler Borth had a screen on, so it was a little sticky, the track, but they did a terrific job for the weather they've had. But I don't like the wet. Like when it's 0 or 1 and raining, there's nothing worse than that. I'll take -20 all day, every day over that. Our suits are quite warm. Your hands and feet get a little cold, but the worst is you can get a little frostbite on like the bridge of your nose or like across your cheeks because you can't pull your mask all the way up to your glasses, or you'll get fog and then you can't see where you're going. So you got to see where you're at all times out there, and you don't want fog or to run into someone when you don't have to. Yep. But a couple times I've peeled or had like white there, maybe a little frost nip. I don't know if it was full frostbite, but it doesn't feel pleasant.
All conditions, that's how they'll battle through the standardbreds, and racing in Ontario continues year-round, especially through these winter months as it does get a little bit colder more consistently. Let's wrap things up by turning our focus back to our champion, Lauren House. He had 4 wins here tonight, and we got the stretch drives of all 4 victories. He got in the zone. You'll note at the top of the screen, that was race number 5. Did he ever strike through the middle of this card as he got on an absolute heater? Is that something drivers feel? Momentum, confidence, or just does it get to your hands?
Big time. It's something I've said it to many people about confidence. When you get rolling, you feel like you can do anything. He won the 4th, then he came right back and won the 5th, and then you start to feel it. Okay, I'm on a roll. Then he's got a nice win here in the 7th. Sorry, it was the 5th and 6th, and then he won here in the 7th with pajamas optional. But yeah, you can get on a heater and it'll carry a long time.
All right, well, Lauren House had the hot hand here tonight, and he wins the 2024 Holiday Drivers Challenge by 1 point over Tyler Borth. Doesn't get much more exciting than that. That's going to do it for our coverage here on COSA-TV. For James McDonald, my name's Mark McKelly. Robert Reed Jr. is over in the paddock. We want to thank you for tuning in. Happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you at the track very soon.